Bitcoin is doing its best to push upwards, but the question is, does it have the power? Watch till the end of the video and I'll walk you through all the price action and prediction that I believe Bitcoin is going to follow. Hi, my name is Raji and I do technical analysis for educational purposes and of course for fun. So Bitcoin is currently bouncing around 69,000 and 70,500, and it's currently at 69,235, which is just a little bit below the 5-hour moving average line, which is 69,282, and it's above the 50-hour moving average line, which is 68,312. Obviously, it's trying to run towards the 200-hour moving average line, which is 74,570. However, there is a resistance right here, and there's pressure on Bitcoin to push downwards. You can see right here on the 50-hour moving average line is curling upwards, and if it can maintain that and cross over the 200-hour moving average line, then we have a golden cross, and Bitcoin is going to move upwards. Um, as well. Now, also, if you look at here, this is the first move, and then there's consolidation. The question is, will it be able to push upwards for the third move? That's what we need to keep a close eye on. Now, if we look at the stochastic RSI, you can see that it's bearish, but I wouldn't say very bearish because it's curling upward. It's trying to curl upwards at least, but it's still 9 points behind the signal, and the MACD is literally flat. Like, you do see dark red flat lines. I wouldn't even call them rectangles, but I wouldn't be very concerned around that. Also for the TTM squeeze, we're seeing, as you can see right here, a dark green, which is indicative of an attempt to move upwards and more bullish. However, we need to look at other time frames to see whether this is possible or not. From a daily chart perspective, it is currently sitting just above the 5-day moving average line, but definitely way below the 50-day moving average line. Now, the question is, there's a falling trend line right here, and this falling trend line is supported with the 5-day moving average line. Can it break through that falling trend line and push upwards? That's the $1,000,000 question, and that's what we will know from the weekly time frame in a bit. However, the stochastic RSI, I would say it is kind of bullish. It is 18 points ahead of the signal, and it's recovering on the MACD. However, from a weekly perspective, it is bearish. Okay, and if it's bearish, that means the daily is not going to move forward, because I personally have a big brother theory. That's what I call it. That the big brother dictates what the younger brother or the smaller brother would do. And in this case, the big brother is saying, "Well, I am bearish, so younger brother, you can't go far." So if that, which means that it's going to struggle to break that falling trend line, and if it does, then it will be pulled backwards, and it would definitely impossible that it would break the 50-day moving average line if the weekly continues to be as bearish as it is right now. But remember, the week is over and there's a new week coming up in a couple of days, which means that this might change its shape and it might become a bit better. I wouldn't say bullish because it is very bearish right here. It's literally 13 points behind ahead of the signal, and the signal has still some time to catch up. So I'm not very optimistic about the weekly. And also from a MACD perspective, it's also bearish. And let's look at the monthly really quickly. Yeah, the monthly is also bearish, 3.42 points ahead of the signal, and very bearish on the MACD. So the question is it going to break the falling trend line? Again, without the weekly becoming bullish, it will not be able to. And if it does, it will be pulled back. From my perspective, Bitcoin needs to gain more power on the weekly in order to push upwards. However, again, it's going to be suppressed and it won't be able to pass the 50-day moving average line if the weekly continues to be bearish. And obviously, it is bearish on the monthly, so there's absolutely no way that it can go very far. So that's my perspective on Bitcoin for now. Let's keep a close eye on this and see whether it can manage to push upwards or not. I'm definitely looking forward to this. And if you enjoyed listening to this analysis, then please hit the like button and subscribe for more of these videos that I would be sharing. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will speak to you in another video.